Hi and welcome to Let's Talk, a series where each week I'll be choosing a player to speak about from the Arsenal squad, sharing with you my thoughts and opinions about their previous and current form, bringing you stats and asking what are the expectations going forward. So stay tuned and let's talk. What's good, people? You're here with me, Jules, and I'm representing the Arsenal bloodline. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk. But before we get into all that good stuff, you know how it goes, people. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new or you haven't already. Okay, so today's player we're going to be talking about is Mikel Merino. Mikel Merino. Yeah, don't know much about this brother, or didn't know much about him before he came to the club. Didn't know really where he played, what type of midfielder he was. I thought he was a DM, but it turns out he's just a central midfield player. Box to box, I guess. Can score a goal, can defend as well. But for the fee we got him in at, 30 odd million? Not too bad. I thought he was going to be a replacement for Jorginho, or at least a backup to Declan Rice. He seems to be a favourite of Mikel's. So he's got the faith with him. Obviously, last season, he played a big part towards the end of the season, deputising for Kai Havertz up front. I don't think it's a position he's naturally comfortable with. He said himself in interviews that, I did my job today, but hopefully I can get back to midfield. And that told me that, he wasn't really comfortable playing up front, but it was something he had to do for the team. And he did it very, very well. Scored some goals, some nice goals, some neat goals. The goals against Real Madrid in particular, very good finishes. There's been a lot of talk recently. Is he our best finisher at the club? Now, it sounds silly to say that, but if you look at the way he takes his goals, and the way he finishes with a lot of control and a lot of accuracy. So it's not really too silly to think that he is one of our best finishers, at least. Maybe not the best finisher, but one of the best finishers at the club. I wouldn't just say, just stick him up front just because he can finish. But it was interesting watching him last season adapt to the role that he had to do. And like I said, he scored some very good goals, a man that can do that. So you think to yourself, if you can score goals like that when asked to play up front, you should be doing that when you're playing in midfield, right? And that's the only thing I would say about his game. He needs to kind of score some goals from midfield. But when he first came to the club, when we first started to see him, for me, he was a little slow on the ball. He wanted a little bit more time than he actually had. And this is the Premiership. You don't have time. You have to play like you've got zero time whatsoever. And he used to take a little bit too long on the ball. And he used to draw some fouls because of it, but more time he'd lose the ball. But I think he's up to speed now. And when you do watch him, he does have neat little touches about him. Does a little bit of skill here and there. His right foot's pretty decent, he's controlled. He's got two good feet. But I would like to see him at least take a little bit of responsibility and have some more shots on goal. And I'd just like to see him add those goals to his performances. He's a clutch player, though, off the bench. We've got a few clutch players off the bench that come in and just score important goals. So he's a scorer of important goals, or really big, big goals. We've had the three midfield players in there, Zubimendi, alongside Declan Rice and Moreno, and that kind of kicked up a fuss with the fans, myself included. Why are we playing these three guys? No creativity at all. Just three guys in there to break up play or just keep the ball neat and tidy. And I think Moreno bore the brunt of that, which was quite unfair in my opinion, because it's not on him. It's not on him. He doesn't pick himself to play. So that's down to the manager. The manager decided to do that, and it's got nothing to do with him. So although I was disappointed when you saw the team sheet come out and you're thinking, well, why is he in the team? We've just bought Eze. What's going on? We've got Wanyeri. You know, what's happening? And he kind of like took the hit for that, when it really, you shouldn't, because we're all Arsenal fans. We have to support the players, and if they're out there, you got to support them. And now, for us, we can see that ain't going to work, but the manager's trying to do something, and he's very cautious. Yeah, so that caused a little bit of a stir, and I thought it was unfair. It was highly unfair, because the guy is actually a good footballer. He's a very good footballer, but it's just a case of, where does he play? Where does he best fit into this team? If he is going to play, should he play in place of Declan Rice or Zubimendi rather than with them? Because to me, that makes no sense at all. You pick 2 from 3 and you go from there. For the price we got him, not bad at all. But I feel like we also got him as well, because when we were supposed to have gotten Zubimendi, that didn't happen. That didn't materialise. And there was talks of Zubimendi going to Liverpool, and they thought they had him, and then he decided to hold off and wait to come here. So I felt like Arteta felt like he had to bring someone in. So he brought in the next best thing from the same club. And yeah, it kind of, you could say it kind of paid off really, because last season, Merino, he stepped up. He took over the forward line. He looked lost at times, didn't know what he was doing. But when it counted, he got the goals. You know, I think he scored 8 goals for us now. Or maybe 9, I don't know. Someone out there, you guys will know. You know, let me know in the comments. But I think he can be a goal-scoring midfield player for this team. It's just a case of Mikel Arteta giving him that trust and instilling in him. Take your shots when you can and get in the box as much as possible. It feels more natural for Merino to be that number 8. But if you are going to be the number 8, you've got to chip in and score them goals. But I think he can do it. He's done it already so far. So, you know, all he's got to do is continue that. And I think he'll be all right. But, yeah, man. Merino also, obviously, off the back of winning the Euros with Spain, you know, a lot of experience, a lot of confidence coming from there, scoring a hat-trick for Spain recently, you know. So that shows you that he can score these goals and should be scoring these kind of goals, you know. So it all depends on the right balance in that midfield and where he could actually fit in. But I believe he could do a really good job for us in there if need be, because there are going to be moments and times where Zubimendi or Declan Rice won't be in the team, and it could be for a long period of time. We don't know. And yeah, he will be in there and he'll slot in there, and he'll have to play his part, you know. But yeah, Merino, decent player for me. I don't know how much he will improve, because he's 29 now, so I don't know if he can actually take his game to another level. I think it is a decent signing. He's a decent player, and I think he will be a big part of us winning this league title this season, you know. So that's Mikel Merino, guys. Let me know your thoughts on Mikel Merino. How highly do you rate him or not? Do you think he can score at least between 5 and 10 goals? That's all we're asking for, really, you know, because he is a big game player by the looks of things, you know. But also, like the video, guys, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.